Hello, awesome one, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Raquel Berry Benjamin, and I'm elated that you decided to join me today. For that, I celebrate you and look forward to building community with each of you here on YouTube. I'm an educator, speaker, businesswoman, and financial literacy advocate. But above all, I'm a mother, a wife, and a woman of faith who is living life intentionally to fulfill my life's work. And if you can't already tell by my accent, I'm a Caribbean woman, and I hail from America's paradise, the beautiful United States Virgin Islands. So for my friends on the mainland America and around the world who is not accustomed to hearing my Caribbean dialect, don't worry, stick with me. By the time I get through with you, you'll be knowing the lingo as well. The fact that you're here with me tells me that you're ready for a new conversation. So let's talk. From this channel, you can expect to be educated, elevated, and empowered to do what it takes to live a life of prosperity and build wealth. I'll be sharing some of my own personal experiences, but more importantly, I'll be bringing along some of my friends and professional associates in various sectors such as finance, business, real estate, education, just to name a few, to share some insights from their respective industry. We will talk all things money with my network of money makers, movers, and shakers. Everything from how to make money, manage money, and multiply money. So by now you're probably wondering why I started this YouTube channel. Well, I did it as part of my mission to liberate as many families as possible from poverty. And by that I mean mentally, environmentally, behaviorally, and financially. You see, I grew up in poverty. And from a little girl, my dream was to elevate from poverty and help others to do the same. Now, poverty, in its simplest form, when you think of it, refers to not having enough money to provide for your basic needs. So that tells me that being poverty-free is having enough money to provide for your needs. But think about it. Money is essential to our daily lives, from purchasing groceries, to paying our bills, to having to purchase a car, a home. Yet, personal finance is not taught in majority of homes, schools, or communities, including mine when I was growing up as a child. So here, we will unapologetically talk about money. While money is not everything, it affects everything. Consider these facts for a minute. The 2023 CNBC Your Money Survey reveals that 3/4 of working Americans reported that they were stressed out about their personal finances, which, by the way, is a 4% increase from last year's survey. And more than half of Americans surveyed, which was about 61% to be exact, consider themselves to be living paycheck to paycheck. Something I could tell you a little bit about myself. In a study by Greenlight Financial Technology Inc., 3 out of 4 teens reported that they don't feel confident about personal finance. But the bright side of this coin is that 73% of those teenagers indicated wanting to learn more about personal finance. And about financial problems contribute to about 20 to 40% of all divorces. And in layman terms, that simply means that about 10 marriages that end in divorce, 4 out of them were because of money. So if not now, when? It's time for a new conversation. Let me share a little bit about my personal experience. As I mentioned earlier, I grew up in poverty, and I know firsthand how it can impact generations of families. as it did mine. Living in public housing, dependence on government programs, continuous violence, regular conflicts and dysfunction among families, and neighborhood friends. And the list goes on and on and on. These are the early experiences that influenced my desire to want to elevate from poverty and help others to do the same. As I grew into adulthood, my experiences from those around me and my own reassured me that my childhood dream to elevate from poverty was very much needed. As a career educator, I come from the world of traditional public education, where I spent 20 years as a teacher and educational leader. And as a classroom teacher, every day I battled the effects of poverty in my efforts to teach my students, as they were dealt the same hand that I was dealt as a child. As Deputy Superintendent of Schools and Commissioner of Education, I witnessed and experienced firsthand the efforts to connect the disconnected systems of education and employment, both of which has a direct relation to the long-standing and crippling effects of poverty that has plagued generations of families. So again, why am I doing this? Because I'm a firm believer that we must do what we can from the seats that we sit. As a classroom teacher, I could not teach financial literacy because it was not a part of the curriculum. However, as a parent, and as for me and my house, I exposed my children to financial literacy education through a variety of resources, especially games. As Commissioner of Education, I had the opportunity to shape the future of the education system, and as such, included financial and economic education in my vision of transformation for the public education system in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And this resulted in what we call the Portrait of a Virgin Islands Graduate and the department's strategic plan. The thing is, being intentional about including financial and economic literacy in both guiding documents meant I could allot money to fund its implementation into the curriculum. And it also indicated that students were required to graduate with that particular set of knowledge and skills. Now today, as a woman in business, I've created for-profit and nonprofit organizations to promote and support financial literacy education, business, and entrepreneurship. And this platform being the latest to help in my efforts. I'll share with you one of my favorite quotes that serves as a guide for me in my life's work. And it's from the great Nelson Mandela, who once said, "Poverty is not an accident. Like slavery and apartheid, it is man-made and can be removed by the actions of human beings." So here I am, doing my part to champion the cause that is dearest to me. And truth is, in today's world, money comes in many forms, and it will only continue to evolve, which is why I wholeheartedly believe that acquiring a financial education is as vital to our success as learning to read. I believe encouraging and supporting aspiring and current business owners and advocating for financial literacy in homes, schools, and communities, particularly among minority and underserved populations, is a great place to start. The days of only trading time for money are gone. The days of not talking about money are over. Let's normalize talking about our finances and remove the stigma of it being an off-limits topic of conversation. The time has come to teach our children what we didn't learn. The time is now to end generational poverty and build generational wealth in your family. Well, that's it for today, and I want to thank you for joining me. My hope is that you support the cause and help others elevate from generational poverty, as I am you and you are me. If you've stuck around this long, hopefully you've heard something that you find valuable for you and your family. And if so, I invite you to keep rocking with me, to be empowered with the information and tools you need to change your family's financial future. You can start by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Remember to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and spread awesomeness. Share this channel with others and leave me a comment or question. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next one.